Good morning, Core and Soul. How is everyone feeling? Welcome to day 3 of your mobility challenge. Today, we're going to be focusing on our upper body, our shoulders, and a little bit of our chest. We did that a little bit yesterday with the broomstick, so I hope you loved that session. This goes a little more in depth, and the only thing you need is a pillow. For our last exercise, we are going to stretch your calves, so you either need a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball. If you have plantar fasciitis, I want you to go on something softer like a tennis ball, but you could do either one if you don't have any actual foot problems. Okay, so make sure you guys grab those items, and we're going to be working against the wall today. Be sure to give me your feedback. I heard a lot of great things on day 1, so I'm excited to hear how everybody felt from day 2 and then from also day 3 today. So let's get you started. We're going to head over to the wall. You just need a small pillow. And what I'm going to do with that pillow is I'm going to put it on the outside. So I'm going to be working my my left knee. Now I know this may be opposite in your video, but make sure that your right knee is going to be against the wall. My left knee is going to be on the pillow, and then my toe is tucked under. You could do this with or without sneakers, but for the last move, you don't want sneakers, so you can always start without. I'm going to leave my arm against the wall. So my shoulder, my entire side of my right side is glued against the wall. And then what I'm doing is I'm pushing my arm and my knee into the wall as I extend out. So belly button's in, engage this glute, this right glute. You're going to open up, really big stretch, and then come on back. We're going to work for 10 on each side. Take it open for 2. Good. Make sure this does not come off the wall. My knee and my shoulder keep wanting to come up, but I'm not letting them. 3. Good. We're going for 10. We've got 4, 5, 6. Keep breathing. 7. Good job, you guys. Almost there. 8. Feel that stretch. Push that knee in. 9. And your last one. Open and close. And 10. Awesome. All right, we're going to switch those knees, switch those sides, and work 10 on the other side. Okay, pay attention to how that feels. If one side felt a little bit tighter than the other. Okay, so I'm going to line up my foot, my belly button's in. I want my ankle and my knee to be in line. So I don't want my foot to be back here. I don't want my foot to be back there. I want everything to be in line. I want to engage that glute on the left side, push my knee into the wall. I'm also keeping from my shoulder to my hand, remember that. Tuck this toe, engage that glute, and let's squeeze. We've got 10. Good. Now pay attention to how that feels. Do you feel it in your shoulders? Do you feel it in your low back? Are you fully even able to get that extension? Now I'm always tight in the shoulder. I could take it back. I just think that's too much for me. I don't need to go there, but you take it wherever you need to go. Take this on for 5. Good, almost there. Belly button in. Don't let those go of those glutes. 6, 7. Awesome, 2 more. Make sure you're exhaling, and your very last one. And 10, awesome. All right, it's a little bit of a workout too. The next thing we're gonna work on is something almost like a snow angel. They're called shoulder slides. We're going to be seated on the ground for these. I'm going to put my feet in a crisscross position. You could also do legs straight out, whatever feels more comfortable for you. I just want to make sure that my shoulders are pressed back against the wall. Now again, I always have super tight shoulders. So at least when you see this, you'll see that it is a little bit of a challenge for me, and I'm not able to just bring it all the way up there. So I'm going to try to keep my elbows and my shoulders against the wall, and I'm going to see how far up I can bring them. For me, it's right here. And now I've been doing a lot of work on my shoulders. Generally, I'd probably only get to there. See how far you can get. Can you get your arms straight up without moving them? Good. And if you need to, you can extend straight out. And if you don't like being seated on the ground, I can also do the same move against the wall. So I just want to make sure my butt's against the wall. So up and down. Okay, so let's pull those belly buttons in. Let's go for 10. I'm going to do it in standing. You can find whatever position you want. 10. And it's going to feel like a workout. So today might not feel super easy, but you're going to feel a stretch. Keep going. We've got 7. So I'm squeezing my booty. I'm squeezing my belly. See if I can get a little higher each time. And watch my shoulders. See if one gets a little higher than the other one. Good. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3. Keep pressing those shoulder blades against the back wall. 2. And your last one. And rest. Nice job. If that felt particularly challenging for you, and if it felt, oh my gosh, I'm so tight in there, this is something you want to try to keep up with every day. What we're doing is we're opening that chest and we're opening those shoulders up. You're so used to being in this position all the time that you're not used to having that open. So that's how we want to stretch that out. Perfect. I have 2 more moves for you for the chest and then 1 for the calves because that's super important too. So we're just going to do a chest opener. I have a lot of my clients do these. They're very super simple, especially in between. If you're doing a chest day, you want to do your exercise, you want to stretch in between. So I'm going to do an open palm like this. Okay, I'm taking my right hand onto the wall, open palm, and then I'm going to take my body and I'm turning it to the left. Okay, you can't really probably see that very well, but I'm just going to turn to the left. So I'm going to feel that stretch in my wrist, and then in my forearm, all the way up to my bicep and my shoulder. Okay, so right hand on the wall, I'm facing straight ahead, and I'm just gonna walk my feet out to the left, and I'm gonna hold that, okay? We're gonna hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Now, if I was on a corner, this would be a little bit easier, but I can still do it here. I'm gonna do arm up and do that same thing on the wall. So I'm gonna take my arm, placing it on the wall just like this. So my palm is on the wall, and I'm going to turn my body to the left. So I get a little bit of a deeper stretch in that shoulder. Again, if you feel any pull or any pain, then I want you to stop this one, especially if you've had shoulder surgery or you have a tear or something like that in the shoulder. This might be a little too deep for you. So just make sure you're working with your PT or your doctor to find the best stretches. All right, come on off that wall, shake it out. Let's do the other side. So I'm going to take my palm, left hand. I'm going to twist my body to the right. Really big stretch. Okay, let me go this way so you guys can see a little bit better. I want to make sure my entire hand is on the wall. I just want to make sure it's in line. So I don't want to be too low or too high. I want to be right here. Good, let's breathe in. Breathe out. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. All right, let's take that palm up like this. Okay, so I'm going to put that palm on the ceiling. I'm going to put that forearm on the wall and the ceiling. Put her both on the wall. And then you're going to turn your body to the side. Good. Let's nice big breath in. Nice big breath out. Good. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. Awesome, you guys. All right, we're moving on to the last bit of your workout today. We'll make today nice and short and sweet, and you can easily repeat that for as many times as you want to. So I have both a hockey ball here and a tennis ball. Remember, if you have plantar fasciitis, you have inflammation in your feet. So we're not looking to inflame it anymore by rolling a hard ball on it, okay? I have something really amazing here that's called Melt. So if you're looking for something that is a little bit better for your plantar fasciitis, it is called Melt. Super soft, squishy balls, absolutely perfect. You can just get the kit at themeltmethod.com. Sue Hitzman does that. She's amazing. And that would be something more for plantar fasciitis, or you can use a tennis ball, okay? But if this is all you have, is that, that's fine too. Okay, let's just adjust this so it's a little bit better. And probably it's gonna work out best if I'm on a carpet, but we'll do our best over here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm working on tracing my toes. So I've got 5 toes. I want to trace each one. Now you're not going to be in the exact spot, but we're going to start at our big toe and we're going to give ourselves pressure all the way down to our heel. No pressure to come back. Okay, this is sort of what Sue does in the melt method. We're just going to do it with a tennis ball. So I'm working on pressure and I'm working on waking up the fascia under my feet and really transferring that energy from the top to the bottom, okay? So I'm gonna go where my big toe would be. I'm gonna press into it, press to my heel, no pressure to come back. Okay, next movement, I'm gonna work on the toe, no pressure to come back, and just kind of envision where the second, the third, the fourth, and the fifth toe would kind of line up. So I'm just working my way down. Good, once you get all 5, you're just gonna take it back and forth, back and forth. Good. Make sure you get the inside of the arch, outside of the arch, kind of underneath. Whoop. Good. Now what we're gonna do is pump the brakes. So you are gonna work on squishing that tennis ball like you're gonna break it. So I'm gonna squish into it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You would not do this with a lacrosse ball or a hockey ball, but if that is your only option, you can work on the other things we just did. I'm also going to work on the heel. I'm going to rock it back and forth, try to move my way down. Oops, and move my way up. Again, works much better on carpet. That's okay. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Now I want you to take a few steps. Your foot should feel like it's sort of melted into the ground. And again, this is just a basic version you can do at home, but the melt kit is amazing. I don't get any royalties from that. It's just, I've been using that for years and I use it with clients, especially with back pain. Working with your feet is amazing. So see how that feels. And then let's go to the other side. So I'm going to take that big toe, work on pressure from the big toe to the heel. Now, when would you use this? So when you first get up in the morning, if you have a couple minutes, that would be perfect, because just think of how your feet are when you're sleeping. Before you're going to go out for a run, you want to make sure you're loosening your feet. So just like you're going to stretch your hips and your hamstrings, why not stretch your feet? Once you get all 5, rock and roll. If you're at work, if you stand a lot during the day, you can keep a tennis ball at your desk and you can do this anytime during the day. That should feel really good. Pay attention to any sticky spots or soft spots, because generally when our feet are hurting and they're super tight, it can work our way all the way up to our neck. So after this, see how you feel today. See how your back feels. See how your neck feels, if it made any difference. Okay, once we get that, we're going to pump the brakes for 5. Now this foot is super sensitive, so now that I'm aware of that, I'm going to use my melt for a little bit later on today, so I can really focus on that. Nice job. And then I'm going to rock back and forth. So Friday night, I went rock climbing, and because I was determined to finish on a good note, I pushed myself a little bit and felt a pain in my hip. So all weekend I've had this sort of like little kind of giddy up in my right hip, because I knew it had a little pain to it. So now that I know my right heel, my right inside of my right arch is a little more sensitive, and it could be because I was doing this sort of like thing all weekend. So pay attention to when one side doesn't feel as good and figure out where that's coming from. Sometimes it's opposite, usually it's opposite. But for this, it was clearly on the same side because I was favoring this foot. This one wasn't getting full flexion and extension when I walked. It just sort of probably got like a little pop. I sort of was like pushing onto the toes, which was putting pressure onto my arch. Isn't that cool how the body connects? All right, how do we feel? Good. Take a few little steps around. Your feet should feel awesome. If you've ever had foot surgery, if you've been in a boot, anything like that, this is going to be amazing for you, and you're going to work on getting those adhesions away. What we're not trying to do is I'm not trying to roll them out, okay? Totally different train of thought of the foam roller. I love the foam roller, but I'm more of an advocate of the soft foam roller and working on the fascia. I'm not an advocate of let's just roll those knots out, because that doesn't always work and causes more inflammation. So Make sure that you're taking your time. We're just gonna work on some sticky spots. I'm not trying to like dig a knot out, okay? So that's super, super important. I'm really gentle on that, and I'm just working to wake up the fascia that's under the skin and cause hydration into the foot. Super important that after this workout, you wanna drink lots of water. How are we doing? Good? All right, I hope you enjoyed this workout. I'm excited to see you tomorrow in day 4. You have 2 more days left of this mobility challenge, so let's keep it up. Great job, you guys.